Every day, the underworld loses more worshippers. Where's the respect for the dead? It must be nice being the goddess of love. Right, Aphrodite? Oh, hey Hades. Mon Hades, it's not like that. Love is a sacred thing for humans. Of course it would have lots of worshippers. Hey girls, lovely day isn't it? Whoa, I've never seen so many worshippers before. Yeah, she's one of the new gods. Really, what's she the goddess of? Ideology. Hundreds of thousands of dead Italians watching as the gains they fought for in 11 battles across more than 2 years are all lost in the 12th. Motoko Baba when she was in charge of all Japan Pro Wrestling after her husband Giant Baba died. Why is no one having a good time? I specifically requested it. Pakistani Prime Minister Zulfikar Ali Bhutto in the late 1970s. How did India find out about our nuclear weapons program? We took care to make sure that even the USSR and USSR don't have a clue about it. The husband of their army major general's daughter who's an Indian intelligence agent. You are, no doubt, the worst coppersmith I've ever heard of. But you have heard of me. Our flag symbolizes our faith and authority over the Holy Land. It has a deep meaning for us. 3 red circles. The risk I took was calculated, but man, am I bad at math. What is English culture? I still think Greece deserves more land. I don't know anyone who's Greek. I've never met a Greek person. I've never been to Greece. But when I look at it on a map it just doesn't feel right. It needs more land. Hey, are you sleeping? Yes, now shut up. After World War II, homosexual concentration camp survivors were convicted of indecency in US administered regions by ex-Nazi judges. Point of view, you are a striking trolley worker in Albany in 1901. 23rd National Guard. Typhoid Mary, the doctor trying to stop her from accidentally killing people. French public after hearing that the local Nazi war criminal just got murdered. Oh no. Anyway. How Theodore Roosevelt felt every time he was called Teddy, buddy. Numidians. Cool, we beat Carthage. What now? Romans. England. Color. America. Color. England. Humor. America. Humor. England. Flavor. America. Flavor. England. What are you doing? America. Getting rid of you. Hey, are you sleeping? Yes, now shut up. Most individuals in all history never reached adulthood. Christians. Jesus died on the cross and resurrected 3 days later. Muslims. Jesus was saved by God before he was to be crucified by being raised up physically by God to heaven. His death was an illusion. Amadis in the late 1800s, Jesus never died on a cross, nor was he raised to heaven. He faked his death, then migrated all the way to India where he lived till old age, and died in Kashmir. His soul then reincarnated as Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, the founder of our faith. Theists. There definitely is a God, and you must follow X, Y, and Z rituals to be rewarded by him. Atheists, there is no God, and all these ideas of there being one are just attempts to console oneself of the meaninglessness of existence. Marcus Aurelius in the 2nd century, live a good life. If there are gods and they are just, then they will not care how devout you have been, but will welcome you, based on the virtues you have lived by. If there are gods, but unjust, then you should not want to worship them. If there are no gods, then you will be gone, but will have lived a noble life that will live on in the memories of your loved ones. Trade offer. I receive your power, your air, your reputation. My statue is Venus. You receive. Memes. Mods. Billy. What have you done? That one guy. Mythology isn't history. Shoot them again. The award for most creative chapter titles goes to medieval Arabian writers. Cannibals. More cannibals. Yet more cannibals. Still more cannibals. Mermaids. Another mermaid? 3,120 kinds of snakes. Giant whales. Another whale. Yet another whale. Literally any war ever. Weapon manufacturers. Literally anything peaceful. Bomb an unarmed activist ship. The French government. A detailed blueprint of a medieval trebuchet. You see, you can just give this kind of thing to men, and they will be thrilled. Hey my fellow Poles. So glad you guys are alive. I'm the Auschwitz volunteer who gathered intelligence and exposed the brutality of Auschwitz. Guys? Melting points. Gold 1064 degrees Celsius. Tungsten 3422 degrees Celsius. My heart when I remember that Canadian kids once protest against high chocolate prices and they succeeded. On my way to tell the people of Turkey that the Turks migrated into Anatolia after the Battle of Manzikert in 1071. The literally too angry to die squad. You'll be known on r/history memes for our great painters, our naval exploits, how you ate your prime minister. Greek mythology fans, when they find out this is supposed to be the princess of Ethiopia. I receive nothing, haha, don't worry about it. You receive a big wooden horse. Gets attacked by a group of robbers. Fights back. Overpowers the intruders. Drags them to a chapel. Preaches the gospel. Robbers get overwhelmed. Repents and converts to Christianity. Draft dodgers. Underage teenagers who lied about their age to voluntarily enlist themselves. I hate you. I will destroy your books. I love my books. Baal, asking for human sacrifices of Canaanite infants to prove their loyalty to him. You're demanding the Israelites to kill those same babies so they prove their loyalty to him. Belgrade was the capital of Yugoslavia from its creation to its dissolution. In a fatally strategic position, the city has been battled over in 115 wars and razed 44 times, being bombed 5 times, and besieged many times. Belgrade after literally being razed over 40 times. I always come back. I can excuse slavery, but I cannot excuse destroying the Union. You can excuse slavery? I love how Mother Ducker said, let's divide Korea into capitalist versus communist, and then both proceeded to turn into the worst examples of each. How normal people react seeing this car. Elders from Eastern Europe. Communism has never been tried. Hey Lenin, what you doing? Communism, chica, innocence. Hey Stalin, what you doing? Communism. NKVD, innocence. Hey Mao, what you doing? Communism. Red Guards, innocence. Hey Pol Pot, what you doing? Communism. Khmer Rouge, innocence. My specific, perfect, entirely infallible brand of communism has never been tried. Saint Paul, traveling across the Roman world for 20 years spreading Christianity until his execution. Some lack-mid peasant who threw a spear at the guy not wearing armor. When Stalin took a year to kill 3 million, but you managed to kill 45 million in 5 years. I'm speed. Me when someone tells me Christ's greatest miracle was raising people from the dead. Nobody talks about Jesus's miracle of having 12 close friends in his 30s. The US claiming more than 30 island of birds' excrements, only for the German chemistry to prove all those efforts pointless. Guano Islands. That is one big pile of shit and we need more. Imagine living the American dream, going swimming with your family, having the occasion to bid farewell to someone you admired, only for all of history to remember you as the poor family standing at attention. Theologians. Balkan Christians, Gnosticism, theologians, Bogomils. The Old Testament was written by Satan. Moorish leaders convincing their troop of the quick conquest of Visigoth Spain. Let's go, in and out 20-minute adventure. 700 years later. Wearing silk makes men effeminate and turns women into sluts. The Chinese and Persians are conspiring to make our society fall into indecency. July 10th, 1943, Volhynia. Please stop murdering our civilians. Michaela. Take him. Washington, D.C., 1903. Dixiecrat dogs. What is the meaning of this? We accuse you of blatant imperialism in the Panama affair. How could you possibly justify your actions? Any man that opposes the Panama Canal has no testicles. Holy shit. Le Corbusier seen by architects. He popularized modern urbanism. He invented the radiant city. He created the modular, a system of proportions, based on the human body. He imposed purist architecture, pilatus, roof terraces, ribbon windows. He influenced generations of architects. Le Corbusier in reality. He got close to the Vichy regime. He had eugenist ideas. He tried to win over Mussolini with his projects. He imposed his vision without really asking for opinions. 1939. Hey, I'm a genocide enthusiastic who just slaughtered leftists. Anyway, wanna invade Poland together? Of course. I will also fuel your war machine, have my puppets support you, and give you a naval base in Murmansk. Tambov, 1920. Alright, which one of you dies first? No please, we just wanted to own the crops we grew. I don't care what Afrocentrists say. Beethoven was German. School don't tell you this. Looks inside. Something that is covered in school. Soviet soldiers in Afghanistan. Their standard issue uniforms. Mujahideen. 90% of historical nations when asked to choose an animal mascot. Eagle. Come and stealthy to take the enemy by surprise. Blow up the landing site with artillery and airstrikes. The American military in Vietnam. China after supplying arms to both sides during the Iran-Iraq war. I'd like to make a toast to the troops. All the troops. Both sides. Ancient kings who wish to live longer. Eating known healthy foods. Eating random inedible and disgusting stuff. Pop culture depicting Vikings as fanatical warriors who would never run away from a battle. Vikings who were successful mostly due to being very good at attacking and defended targets and avoiding battles altogether. Portugal after knowing that the Pope has divided the New World in half between them and Spain. Portugal after realizing that in their half there's no kingdom, no gold and huge uncharted rainforest. Napoleon according to Chinese ultranationalists conquered Egypt. Single-handedly built the pyramids and Rosetta to ensure Europe's supremacy over China. Refused to elabora. Leaves. A Chinese Taoist sorcerer angry at the government. Blonde people in northern Italy. What we learn in class. What's on the test? What I remember. This is the story of a Muslim country that was freed from the rule of a regressive evil empire that is based in Europe and modernized and became even a better place to live than the empire that occupied them and even almost toppled them. Turkish Nats plus Islamists. Knowing their weakness. Popular perception of China's Korean War strategy. I sent wave after wave of my own men at them. You invent gunpowder. You develop the first guns. You do not develop them further and all behind. Nobody, absolutely nobody, Juvenal, Greeks. The West has fallen. A highly decorated sergeant, and his owner, who he outranks. Shut the duck up, we are not investigating that noise. Stalin. The Union and Confederate capitals being 100 miles apart. US Army, there are a bunch of commas I want to shoot, but this pesky Vietnamese jungle is in the way. Dow Chemical. Fit check for my napalm era. Emperor Taizong. Name one of your sons and heir early on his succession, to avoid crisis after death. He's gay and has a lover. Have his gay lover killed. The crown prince proceeds to emphasize your clan's Turkic ancestry and LARPs as a Turkic woman. You start favoring another son instead. The son plots to kill your new favored successor. Kill them both. Russian winter, Napoleonic wars. Russian winter, World War II. Russian winter, World War I. Hades, you're getting a promotion. Sisyphus, but I don't get paid. Hades. Sisyphus. Sigh. Is it a bigger rock? Hades. Old guy, can I get a discount? I served in World War II. Cashier, yes sir, of course. Old guy, dank. Everyone in the store. Please let me colonize you. No. To show you the power of America, I sawed this country in half. It is 1980. Renowned animators Yuri Norstein and Francesca Yabusova are working on The Overcoat, their first feature film. It is 2004. Renowned animators Yuri Norstein and Francesca Yabusova are working on The Overcoat, their first feature film. It is 2025. They're still at it? And it's only half done? Holy shit. Antiochus first satire. The stepmom he pulled acting like he was going to die of heartbreak. Nobles, my lord, I, King Richard II. Hold on a minute, I'm a king, right? Nobles, yes, King Richard II. If so, then address me as Majesty or Highness from now on. Nobles. Captain Lulabate, when his 767 doesn't have enough fuel to get to Australia, but the hijackers don't believe him. Yeah, this plane's trashed. The French government explaining divine right. We are all God's children. But I'm his favorite. King Louis XIV. England invades Ireland for not being Catholic enough 1169. England invades Ireland for being too Catholic 1649. Hold on. This whole operation was your idea. James Stewart wondering whether he's actually of royal descent or a smuggled heir after hearing rumors about what his father and mother have done during his supposed birthday. The British when Napoleon steps 1 foot into Portugal. And now, you have officially carried it too far, buddy. When you're just chilling doing plague doctor things and you see a rat run away with a child's eyeball. Chinese guy invents fireworks. The guy who had the idea to point them horizontally. Good day, gentlemen. I'm here to change the future. Pre-Islamic Arab men, when their wife gives birth to a girl, they wanted a boy. I must bury you. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. French optical illusions. This is a sphere. This will keep us safe from the Germans. French government does anything. The French people. Do you hear the people singing a song of angry men? Excuse me, my lord, whilst I put away Henry VIII milk. Average Alexander fan. He was the great. Average Philip II enjoyer. He designed the entire Hellenic military system and trained the officers and men who made Alexander's victories possible. Splendid. Who would win? The largest land empire in human history. Aswinaherdeb called the cabbage. The emperors of Japan having the unchallenged, unbroken status of being regarded as divine gods for nearly 2,700 years. A single photograph taken in 1945. Historians describing ancient battles be like. Benjamin Lay, in early 18th century Pennsylvania, upon learning the man serving him breakfast was enslaved. It smelled like slaver in here. The people in London cheerfully welcomed Charles II back after his 11 years of exile. Charles II wondering where on earth are these people when he needed them the most to reclaim back his throne before. New dynasty starts. Everything goes well. The Yellow River floods for the 456th time and destroys all the crops. Revolt. 69 million dead. Time travelers in Rome getting their first whiff of all the fesses, urine, carcasses, rotten food, sewage, burning wood, pollution, and garbage everywhere at the same time. These filthy Frenches don't know that the Normans conquered England, not France. English people when you tell them that their German ancestors were conquered by their French ancestors 1000 years ago. Be me. Robert Ely. Order attack uphill. Heavily fortified. Libtard Longstreet tells me to not do it. Do it anyway. My face when they all die. And ons did I mess up. Forstany workers after arriving on Gonave Island. Okay, I'm gonna destroy Russia by sending Lenin with his stupid communism. Few decades later. Damn, these communists got hands. Hungarians when Matthias Corvinus centralizes, ignores the estates, and fights the West, not the Turks. So cool. Hungarians when a Habsburg king centralizes, ignores the estates, and fights the West, not the Turks. How dare you? Genius ancient general. Look inside. Faint retreat. Fine. I'll do it myself. The South fought for states' rights. Stop with the lost cause nonsense. Heh. Piece of cake. Greece out of nowhere in the 4th century. In the name of Zeus. The role of the church. The spy you sent to keep an eye on German radicals is now the leader of the German radicals. The what? The Pakistan government trying to arrest writer Sadat Manto in early 1950s for his gruesome and graphic violent stories about the 1947 partition of India. Manto publicly responding with, "If you think my works are ugly, that's because the society we live in is ugly." Duck all philosophy except for whatever the hell Diogenes was trying to teach. In a rich man's house there is no place to spit but his face. Diogenes of Sinope. Emperor Valerian asking for the treasure of the church. Saint Laurent bringing him the paws, crippled, lambs and rejected people of Rome. Pan crick crick pan crick crack pan crick crack pan crick crack pan crick crack. Crick crack. Crick crack. Pan 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 cudge. Cling. A second cheese wheel was found in the White House. Man. Situation in Balkans is tense. How tense? Slaves. No. Captain America Civil War the 12th of April 1861. I'm not ashamed of my regime. International community. Exactly. That's the problem. You should be. Your war-matched soldiers conquer Paris and now you can visit the Eiffel Tower. A Bauguet boycott the elevator lines and you must climb all 1665 steps by foot. Everybody rioting until the roof starts speaking Korean. I bet he's thinking about other women. What if Operation Barbarossa never happened? People with Greek mythology, that's the weirdest shit I've ever heard. Egyptian mythology. King Pyrrhus dying of tile through his dead. I'm too weak. 50 Cent after being shot 9 times. Facilito. Your life becomes so much better when you remove all the negative people from it. Secretary General Pol Pot. Americans, lol, you don't even have revolvers. Prussians, howitzers. Students, European history is so complex. European history. France, England. Enlist a bear cub into the Polish army. Keep your supplies. Polish soldiers. PhD students have such boring lives. Indian American sociology PhD student Sudhir Venkatesh getting to lead an armed gang in Chicago during the 90s as part of his academic research. People discussing on whether Augustus, Trajan, or Aurelian was the best Roman emperor. Antoninus Pius, who managed to rule for 23 years and absolutely nothing happened. Having a country named after you. Having an entire historical era named after you. Having a salad named after you. I'm Archduke Franz Ferdinand. I'm Gavrilo Princip. And this is Jackass. The primitive man. I have superior instincts to identify dangerous predators with just one glance. The modern man. If friend shaped, then is friend. IBM's Deep Blue becoming the first computer to defeat a human. Chess grandmaster Garry Kasparov. In a game. A bug in its software that contributed to its victory. The church, when a Christian sect holds property in common, practices pacifism, and preaches equality. So you have chosen death. World War II ends. Hugo Boss. Your face is when someone says, the best empire was the British Empire. The internet loves to mock Australia for losing a war against emus. Let's mock this country for losing a war against an inanimate object. Brunswick after he heard that the French people attacked the Tuileries and caused multiple massacres, even though he warned them that he will burn Paris to the ground. I redirected all your calls, so you lose business. Oh yeah. I just made your entire industry obsolete. Frederick the Great wears gloves in the winter. Frederick William. So you have chosen death. When you realize that the Epic of Gilgamesh, the oldest story written and known to man, begins within those days. 12-year-olds in 1776 Trina keep playing their piccolo on beat after watching their neighbor get blown in half by a cannonball. If quote ascribed to historical character is about success, friendship and other shit, it probably does not belong to that historical character. Noble weddings before always shows off a colorful and vibrant wedding gown, usually red. Queen Victoria simply wore a white gown for the wedding. The nobles at the time. The hottest places in hell are reserved for those who, in times of great moral crisis, maintain their neutrality. Dante Alighieri, Switzerland. Kim Il-sung, a totalitarian dictator, naming his country the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. What an odd thing to say. French Army 1939 to 1940. The French army in World War II was plagued by internal issues, including an obsolete hierarchy, political infighting, and outdated tactics, which contributed to its rapid defeat in 1940. Italian Army 1940 to 1942. Yeah no, it just sucked. Source: it was revealed to me in a dream. Learn of the prophecy that your city will only fall if you stay alive. Walk into enemy camp dressed as a common peasant. Provoke your enemies into killing you. Die. Your enemies run away in fear of imminent defeat. USS are losing tens of millions against the most genocidal onslaught in human history. I can do this all day. USS are trying to survive a period of economic stagnation and decline. No, I don't think I will. Anxiety. What if you're not good enough? Depression. Everyone hates you. Augustus. Verus. Where are my legions? I'm take you to watch a man's back being split open and his lungs pulled out of his body. Some Scandinavian girl in the year 800 to 1000 AD. Countries where the prime minister ducking shot and killed multiple people while cross-dressing. Samoa after watching his friend get their head shot cause they raised their head using a scope. Noted. Jewish mother duckers from 1941 be like, you got a star. Machiavelli according to his reputation. Machiavelli in real life. You wish to be in the Roman Empire? Then prove your loyalty and partake in the public blood sponge. Christians then. Time to enter intense combat with one of the most terrifying enemies the US has ever seen. I shall do unarmed. I'll also save like 100 men by myself. Thou shalt not kill. Christians now. I will literally shit my pants if I go outside without a firearm. So, Dad, there's this Carthaginian girl in class. Barges into cabinet meeting. We have a secret weapon that can destroy the Middle East. Refuses to elaborate. Leaves. To this day nobody knows what the duck he was talking about. Is your child texting about the Napoleonic Wars? What your early 19th century obsessed teens texts really mean? Lol. Love our answers. OMG. Oh murd grenadiers. WTF. Watch the flanks. LMRO. Lighting Moscow aflame of Han. STFU. Support the French utopia. ROFL. Riding out for that's all. IDK. I despise K-Serlix. Austrians. FTW. Forward to Waterloo. VLE. Viviamburo. Know the warning signs. It was better long ago. Complains modern man who imagines he would be a nobleman war hero, but most certainly would be a poor peasant conscript on the receiving end of a Gothic charge. It's been more than 100 years. There is no more Poland. Stop it. Russia. Austria-Hungary. Where is the ambassador of Lehistan? Ottomans. I lied. There is no Disney Plus. Time to discuss Caesar's campaigns in Gaul. Walking into the Roman Senate near the end of their empire, you'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. You have freed us from Spain. Oh, I wouldn't say freed. More like under new management. Me, lights a fire because it's cold. The Mossad agents on the plane with me. Pop, is everything okay? You've barely touched your wheaten omelette. Australians don't know how to pronounce Kosciuszko. Paul Strzelecki. I'm sick of people thinking deodorant is optional. I'm sick of people thinking they can judge others on a normal bodily function, and that the only way they can be accepted is to wear something that is harmful/poisonous to your body, just because some men in the 1880s decided bodily odor was no longer acceptable. Bitch, you stink. German military, German industry, German diplomacy. Jerusalem's Christian minority, sack of Jerusalem, crusaders. The council recognizes your achievements, but does not grant you the title of war chief. How you do this? It's unfair. Some jerks decided to build this, and now I have to learn 3 languages. Man, history is so cool. I wish it was real. We out-tad SARS. Wider America. Gee, I sure am glad the oil embargo is over, and prices are coming back down. Now we can look forward to the coming economic recovery. Texans, we took out massive loans to buy new oil extraction equipment that is now worthless, and the price of oil won't stop falling. Please help us. Shapa first. Emperor Valerian. Builds first indoor toilet. Reaction from people when they learn that you shit indoors. Frank Herbert getting rejected by every credible publisher. A company that specializes in car repair manuals thinking his story about giant worms and space drugs is kinda neat. Here Poseidon. The fairest bull of the herd. What is this? I ordered the large bull with fries. Thanks for nothing, King Minos. I swear here's yours. Boarding school in Crete it is. French parties and songs. Pierre. This life sucks. I know Pierre. I miss my friend Pierre. Yugoslav parties and songs. I will love to you glorious machine gun. British children are running low on milk. What should we do? Margaret Thatcher. Duck M. United States. Japan at Pearl Harbor. Alright. Let's add the medieval filter. Point of view. You performed My Way by Frank Sinatra at a Filipino karaoke bar since the late 90s. Check your kids' Halloween candy carefully. Someone tried to hide the Prussian army marching to Wellington's aid in a Snickers bar. International community. North Vietnam defeating the Khmer Rouge. They propped up Khmer Rouge initially. This will inspire generations of artists to come. What the hell? How most Christian empires spread their religion. How Byzantines and Poland spread their religion. You need to be Christian for us to have Shreks. Yet honey. Nobody. Europe in the 1800s. It's time for Africa. I hate Titans. Turns into Titan. I hate gals. Turns into gal. I hate vampires. Turns into vampire. I hate imperialists. Turns into imperialist. Breastplate armor of Ferdinand I, Holy Roman Emperor, 1549. Again, blood wasn't the only thing dripping on the battlefields. Everyone applauds the dictator. You too, Brutus? Ancient history enjoyers now. After 50 hours, I have finally restored the Roman Empire in CK2. Ancient history enjoyers then. British aristocrats. Greek independence fighters. In ancient Greek. Let me not then die ingloriously and without a struggle, but let me first do some great thing that shall be told among men hereafter. Homer. What language is that? Dear Belarusians. Thank you for choosing me as president. I will bring peace and prosperity to our country. So Belarus will finally become a democratic and European country, right? A democratic and European country, right? In Two Kings. Why are you siding with the invading Arabs? They haven't even crossed the Indus River. We can still defend. The West has fallen. Ancient Romans bought vials of gladiator sweat. In ancient Rome, wealthy women would buy vials of sweat and dirt scraped from the skin of famous gladiators and use it as a face cream. Mikhail Gorbachev becomes a general secretary 1985. Comrades, I know that our last 3 leaders were not perfect. That's why we decided to elect this young handsome and only 54 years old man named Mikhail Gorbachev. Dogs 300 years ago, I killed all the wolves and ate the liver of a fox that wanted to steal food from our home. Dogs now, you changed my food and now I have diarrhea. Point of view, it's 1527 and you've asked the Pope to grant you a divorce. Saw-bladed bayonet, poison gas, flamethrower, shotgun. Using shotguns is inhumane. They cause unnecessary suffering and are difficult to treat. I'm issuing a diplomatic protest to ban shotgun. When you realize that the greatest theory of this guy is him saying on everyone's soul we all wanted to do this. We now set out on our odyssey. What's an odyssey? A long journey named after the only survivor. Oh okay, wait, what? France in Canadian history. Divorce leads children to the worst places. France in American history. Go. Do a crime. France in Mexican history. Robert E. Lee in popular memory. Sweet little grandpa who made some small mistakes. An honorable gentleman really. Robert E. Lee when he gets his hands on the young black girl who dared run away from the plantation. Random time in history was better than today. My brother in Christ, you say this because you think of the rich people who lived in that age. Poor people lived horribly. Pre-Hippocratic Europe, around 600 BCE. I'm literally dying. Maybe another sacrifice to Asclepius might help. Varanasi, India, around 600 BCE. Sushruta, that's another nose surgery done. Please inform my students to get ready for the live training on treating horses. Yes sir. What do you think us Vikings will be most remembered for? Our persona hygiene. Of course. Oh, I was hoping it would be all of the killing. You are very invested in killing, I'll give you that. A very short reign of the second king of Lithuania 1918. Wilhelm, you just became a king of Lithuania and you are called Mendog II now. What? Never mind. We just lost the war. What? King Arthur in silly movies. Main enemies. Evil witch. His sister. Often depicted as cute young boy. Shiny full plate armor. Historically inaccurate. Hide the truth tainted by incest and adultery with bright, childish story. Only thing he achieved by himself is pull the sword in the stone. King Arthur in real British legends. Battle-hardened Romano-British warlord. Goswed helmet with shiny jewels. Deep dark scale armor. Historically accurate. Good at killing Saxons. But Saxons love him as a hero even in these days. Didn't involved in incest or adultery before the French nerds made their own fanfics about him. King Arthur in Japan. A crazy girl who claims herself as a king of Britons. Scipio Africanus meeting Rome's greatest and the general he respected for the second and last time Antiochus III's court. Hannibal, who became the Seleucid military advisor of Antiochus, meeting the same daring man who beat him and Zama for the second and last time. Oh Teddy, I'm glad the Secret Service is protecting you so. Heh, we'll see if they're faster than I am. Wait, what? Let's just say they aren't the only ones packing some heat. US government health agencies, early 1980s. There's something new going around. It's probably some kind of virus. It looks like a human version of feline leukemia, and it's spreading like hepatitis B. There's still a lot we don't know. We need funding for epidemiology, virology, retrovirology, public health, probably Shrek's education, PPE for healthcare workers. Why should we care? Who is this disease affecting? Weird perverts. Filthy whores. Gross addicts. Okay, here's $100,000. Oh my god, we are going to need so much more than that. This is a pretty niche issue. People are already dying. These are young, previously healthy people, and these deaths are horrible. It's not really a threat to the mainstream population, is it? Whoa, Versailles. That's impressive. It must have been amazing to live there back then. It looks cooler than the Golden Throne. Versailles in those days. Created to keep the court away from Paris and divide it. It smells just like at Nergal's place. That nobles were humiliated and put into competition. Heavily affected the kingdom's finances. The palace was vast but impractical. When a male historical figure never married. Historians. He was a closeted home Schreckschel. 19th century factory employees trying to finish their 16-hour shift. The factory's clock being slowed down by the owner.